there, welcome to the 757 Spy Flight. Thank you for coming by today. Thank you. Wow, look at all the wows at wow time. Wow, thank you for being here today. Vectors to Copenhagen. We're departing from Nuremberg, and as you can see, the airplane's right at the end of the jetway. Hey there, welcome on in. Thank you for coming by today. What a nice walk down the jetway. You know, some of the jetways in Microsoft Flight Simulator are really well done. And some of the jetways are lacking just a little bit. This one wasn't bad. There's some that are really kind of brutal, but this one's definitely one of the nice ones for sure. But welcome in. Martel just arrived. T-Bird's been here. Hi, Double Take. Romarian is over on YouTube. So is Leslie. Thank you for coming by. And I appreciate you coming on in. Energy levels a little bit low last night. Well, actually early this morning. Some digestive trouble began here. I'm going to spare you all of the not so charming details and symptoms, but we're going to do this flight today, and then I'm going to call it a day here. I don't know how it got started. You haven't been eating anything funky and weird, but something has happened. So anyway, that's what's going on. And T-Bird and Martel both putting in the little hearts there that are famous, were famous on Air Berlin flights. They would give you those then. No coffee. I am having a little bit of, so you know that I do Spy Tea, which is basically an Arnold Palmer, which is iced tea and lemonade. I'm trying a little bit of tea and ginger ale. Ginger ale works really good if you've got an upset stomach, but there you go. But we're here. We're aboard the airplane. We got a nice little Air Berlin A319. This looks like we got some lufty flights over there as well. So let's get going. This is really one of the nice events that we've got. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's Mondays. It's Vectors to Copenhagen. And it's really a nicely done event. So we're all loaded. We got everything ready. Let's turn power on and away we go. Hi, Wesley. Welcome aboard. Seeing two different people, two different ways to start the Airbus A320 from cold and dark. Some people do the batteries first and then external power. I've been doing external power lately and then the batteries, like I've seen some other people do. I don't know which is right, which is wrong, but that's kind of the way I've been doing it lately. Nav and logo lights going on. No smoking. Emergency exit lights. Get those basics on up there. Sleeveless, something going around. Your wife has it too. The thing is except for going to the grocery store and stuff like that, I'm not doing that much. So I don't know what it is. Maybe, you know, I had some frozen shrimp, and that's what I had last night. I made stir fry with some vegetables and some frozen shrimp and stuff, but maybe that's what it was. Hi, Loviz. Welcome aboard. Thank you for coming in today. Loviz spotted we were originally going to depart out of Hanover, and I know one person was hoping that we would depart out of Hanover. I'm sorry, but there was no ATC, and Loviz spotted that there was ATC here. So that's why we're here in Nuremberg, which is, you know, a really pretty cool airport. Romarian, so one of the things that I'll be doing over the next few days is picking up the A321neo from FS Labs so that we can, and I've got to dive into that and learn a little bit about that and see if we can't do some A321ing. So is it your fault? No, not your fault. I appreciate you catching it. You know, especially for an event like, Frankfurt Friday, Vectors to Copenhagen, Saturday night ops, Sunday night ops, Friday night ops. We really kind of want those kinds of flights to be, hang on. Sorry, it's going to be one of those days. You know, we want full ATC, so no, not fault at all. Chillwater is here. Welcome aboard. Hi, Chris. And Sunjammer has arrived too. Welcome aboard. Okay, we are in Nuremberg, so Germany, I would expect that we will be able to CPDLC our way to a clearance. A321 Neo EasyJet out of Luton. Mrs. Board, 15 minutes, so we need to do a flight. So EasyJet does A321s out of Luton. Well, that would probably be a good first flight for us. So A321 Neo out of Luton. Okay, I just put that in my notes. That's a great idea, and I'll try and prepare for that. Infamous Triumph, welcome back in. Chris is here. Chris is saying hi to Sunjammer, and Eclipse is here too. Okay. Oh, just thinking about what we'll do for maybe a Thursday flight when I, go and pick up the what is it? The really great A321. Boy, brain power is clearly going away. All right, information Keela is over here. I'm sure I'll remember it eventually. FS Labs. Holy cats. It really is going to be one of those days, isn't it? Okay, let's try and see if I can't stumble my way through a pre-departure clearance here. Okay, we are at gate 12 here in Nuremberg. We already discovered, but I already forgot. It is Information Keela. So Information Keela is aboard. This is EDDN for Station Nuremberg. And we spell out a Guten Abend. G-U-T-A-B-E-N-D. I'm going to check my spelling today. Hemel, is Captain Canada flying from Hanover? I don't think that we saw anything. Hemel, was that you hoping to do Hanover? I'm sorry about the last minute change. Okay, send it. And it is sent. Cool. That looks good. Let's do receive messages. And the pre-departure clearance did indeed go out. So that's good news. Sleeveless, not sure how the community feels about it, but the Black Square Starship is really good. That's that new little bizjet, right? Sleeveless. I'm hearing that people are really enjoying that. Generally, I'm not that jazzed about doing bizjets just because, I'm never going to ride in a bizjet. Most of us never will. So, flying airplanes that we all might at least have a chance to ride in is kind of the attitude, I guess. So I don't know, but I hear it's a really good airplane, Sleeveless. Eclipse wants to go to Ohrid Airport. It's a beautiful lake in the Turkish. Probably won't go as far as Turkey. Don't want to go that far because we want to take off and land. But we could continue Eclipse. Martel says Nuremberg Monday. Yeah, this is a double VATSIM event. This is double VATSIM. Okay, init. And let's do initialization request. Okay, that looks good. Is it that long? I'm not sure. It's tough for me to judge that right now. Again, apologies. Today, just definitely not on my A game. When your stomach awakens you at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're not doing well, you're just not there. Let's see. And I think we just got a notification of our clearance. Lovis is thinking about... yeah, I am. I am. We're going to do this one, and that way we're all rested for Thursday and the new one. So that's the plan right now. Okay, let's see. We've got our goofy little 1980s phone ringing, and it's being processed. Hey, we got a clearance. So there we go over there. Squawking is 2564. 2564. Good. All right, it's off runway 28. The EKCH 1 Golf. That's correct too. Page 2. Next frequency is 121.760. And let's Wilco this and send it. Okay, I think we're good to go over there. And we'll close that because I wrote it all down. Let's see. It's not a question of punishing. I mean, this is actually really fun for me. Love sim flying airplanes and stuff. But there is going to come a time today that my brain power is just not going to be here.
Loyalty noted.
And not only will I be a menace to, you know, airplanes and birds and VATSIM ATC, but it's just going to be painful to watch because there just won't be enough brain power to make it all work. I filed for flight level 380. And let's do page B. Inverted Chaos is back with a really nice resub. Hi, Inverted Chaos. Thank you for coming in today. Thank you for a 23-month resub and some very nice jet fuel in the flight plan today. 52.4 is our, wow, can't type at all. 52.4. Yeah, even typing in the McDo. And 28.1. 28.1 is our center of gravity. Inverted Chaos, thank you for a nice resub today, and welcome on in. And those two are correct. Let's pop that in there. And the goofy little phone is ringing. And really, I know, I don't know how, it sounds like 1980s telephone. You know, something that you'd see, you know, on Thunderbirds. You know, which is, I guess, like 60s and 70s, right? You know, it's a Jerry Anderson, it's a Jerry Anderson, you know, super marionation phone ringing. Okay. You pick it up and it'll be Ed Straker from Shadow or something. Okay, let's see. I think we could do pilot brief. So cost index is 5. Taxi is 150. So 0.150. There we go. 15 minutes. Contingency is 0.609. There we go. Interesting that they don't have you put in trip fuel on this. You put the other numbers, but not trip in. 0.992 is our alternate. 0.992 is our alternate, and that's Allberg. And final reserve, 30 minutes of fuel is 0.972. 0.972 is final reserve. And our fuel planning turns to green, and that's good news. Ollie has a guy at work with a new iPhone, and he has the retro ringtone at full volume, and it's annoying people. Okay, seriously, though. I mean, okay, yep, I got gray hair. I've been around a while. I keep this on vibrate. I don't have a ringtone. I mean, the only ringtone that this has is back when I used to get a lot of texts. It was the sound effect from Star Trek The Next Generation. You know when you go to Captain Picard's quarters and you ring the little doorbell on it or something like that? That's my text sound. That's I've got a text message. Which, you know, probably sounds like it's kind of a cool idea until literally years later, I'm watching an episode of Next Generation and somebody rings the doorbell at some quarters on the Enterprise, and I reach for my phone thinking, oh, I got a text. So much for my brilliant little idea. I'm not kidding. I reached for that one there. Hi, Canadian Bear. Welcome aboard. But yeah, I don't know who, the people that my phone is always on mute. So there you go. Nuremberg, departing off of runway 28. Okay, runway 28. Oh, by the way, from the morning briefing this morning, they've switched runways. It's 4 left, so it's the Monarch 4 Alpha arrival. They've switched runways for arrivals. Okay, and it's the Ertog 1 Golf. That's there, right there. 1 Golf and insert. Ollie's, your phone is always on silent too, but on the odd occasions on all loud, you've got an F1 radio sound. Oh, really? That's a good That's a good sound. That's a good sound. I was thinking another sound effect that I can't say that I like this, but it's a favorite sound because of just how ridiculous it is and what it stands for and everything like that. It's creepy for me and probably a lot of other people. But I also, for a while, thinking that probably the best sound that I could have for a telephone ringtone is the sound that I play at the beginning of every live stream when there's color bars up. The sound from Protect and Survive. That would have been a little scary. Okay, ILS is going to be 4 left. We're doing the Monarch 4 Alpha arrival. I am not going to have a VIA. Do not put in the VIA. Too many people put in the VIA and the airplane starts making turns before you can stop it, and that's not good. A good sound is the sound of silence. Oh, isn't that nice, Canadian Bear? Okay. All of this looks good. I don't think I started my passengers down the jetway yet, did I? Mass and balance. Load. Fast load. Okay, that should take care of it there. We'll open up the cargo bays. There goes our little cargo bays. Oh wow, this one's actually got the Lufthansa City logo on the side, which is, I believe, what a couple of the Air Berlin airplanes are flying for, is Lufty City. Okay, all of this looks good. We did get a squawk code. I should put that in. It's 2564. Okay, that's good. Let's see. Over on the ATIS, boy, that sun is not very good for reading numbers, is it? Altimeter here is 1005. 1005. Set the co-pilot and set the backup altimeter. There was a live streamer that was doing a lot of flight sim. She's actually kind of come back, and it kind of drove her nuts that I never used to set my backup altimeter. So I set my backup altimeter now. I try to be a good pilot. Okay, over on charts, on the departure, it's going to let us know what our minimum, maximum climb clearance is. And it's 70. I'm glad I didn't forget to put that in. That can be a little embarrassing when you go blasting through your initial climb clearance. And ATC hasn't said you can go blasting through your initial climb clearance. Okay, that looks good. Brenton is back in chat. Amargosa, welcome aboard. How about let's open up our flap? And the flap on this airplane is actually back underneath the tail. And it's kind of hard to see, but it's a little flap that lifts up. And then I think it also might open up this inflow valve here. I'm not sure. That could be an outflow. I should learn my parts of the airplane better than I do. And we'll start the APU. Everything else is good to go here. 14 minutes to our on-time departure. Okay, nav accuracy is updated. GPS primary is set. All of that looks good. Go back to init and page B for our last page. "80 of 111 passengers are aboard. Make sure the galley is stocked with Colombian coffee before we close the door." I know. We don't have Colombian coffee, we have to return. We ought to send somebody back to the back to make sure that there's plenty of blue juice loaded into the lavatories too. Now that is actually a Mel item. I always thought that, having, beverages and snacks aboard, galley items was a minimum equipment list item. You had to have, water and stuff because you had humans aboard, for crying out loud. They need water and stuff. But I guess that galley items are not necessarily on your minimum equipment list, but blue juice in in the lavatories is. Nothing to sneeze at, Canadian Bear. Ollie said no Colombian sugar. No. Paul Aviation 320 has been here. Really? You've been around for 4 weeks? Thank you for being here, Paul. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for coming in. I'm really glad you like it. This is just such a fun community around here. Really good people who love their airplanes. It's such a nice place. If you like airplanes and travel, I'm sure that the bad jokes are an added extra. Epic Gaming is over on YouTube. Hi, Epic Gaming. Okay, zero fuel weight is 52.5. So we had a little bit more weight, so we'll put that in. Our center of gravity is still 28.1, so that hasn't changed. I've noticed that in this airplane, the center of gravity hardly ever changes. Okay, there goes our final zero fuel weight. And our fuel right now aboard is 5.84. I need 5.0, so we got a little more fuel. I have a feeling I'm going to regret not boarding a little bit more than that. Canadian Bear is sneezing today. Speaking of travel, Ollie Board, you get to travel on a Lufty A340 in 2 weeks. You heard Lufty is retiring the A340s later on this year. I'm sure it's been on and off the retirement list for years, but it's still a good airplane and it gets the job done for them. So, I don't know about, they're gonna retire it immediately, if not sooner. Hi, Slink for Slink, welcome in. Still, Ollie, you're going to be doing the A340. So of all the Airbuses, I think that is the longest Airbus. And calculate speeds. Flaps 1, trim 1. Looks good. Send to the McDo. And let's see. Our APU is available. I should have turned on the APU bleed. External power. Fuel pumps. Fuel pumps are now on, and all of that looks good. Let's see. Our first frequency is 121.760.
Delta, hallo,
2 weeks after, Ollie gets to go on an A350. Wow, you've got some fun flights planned.
Squawk 66501, initial climb for level 7.
Paul says they're sending the last one to Tyrrell in September. I guess I'm not a local, Paul, so I'm not sure exactly where that would be and why that's significant. Sorry, I just don't know. But I hope it's something cool, right? Let's get pushback helper ready to go. Nuremberg ground, hello there from Air Berlin 441 and A319 at stand 12. Information, Keela is aboard, requesting startup and pushback.
Air Berlin 441, startup and pushback approved, facing east.
Startup and pushback is approved. We will be facing east for Berlin 441. So we're going to be facing east. Ground power is just available. We can disconnect there. That looks really good. Seat belts, bacon, pecan. Ugh. Even, wow, you're not feeling good when even saying the word bacon makes you feel, ugh. N1, welcome aboard. Thank you for coming in today. I don't really have a lot of my settings. Basically, they're one level above medium in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I hope that helps. Facing east. Way to go. Parking brakes. Let's see if it works. But yeah, they're all basically. Yeah, Donkey Gaming, see you in the hold. That's why we do these. How about if we start up engine number 1? Starting 1. But yeah, N1, I try to keep it that simple. Now I've got a few things turned off, like I had lens flares off. Apparently lens flares are back on now. But I've also got like these extended shadows and stuff like that. Starting engine 1. Oh, Canada Bear. Yeah, Spy Hat. Spy Hat. Thank you, Canada Bear. Parking brakes, and the tug should automatically release. All right, that looks really good. When we've got a good start on engine 1, we do. Starting 2, engine number 2 starts. And let's see. Brenton says, did you hear about Jetstar Asia is ceasing operations at the end of the month? No, Brenton, actually, that's the first I've ever heard of it. Really? Jetstar. Now, is that just one subsidiary, or is that all the Jetstar? Is that all going away now?
Mike 2 Alpha Olympana mit Lufthansa Rundfahrt Delta.
That's a little surprising. I thought they were doing okay.
6651 ist Satz Lufthansa Rundfahrt Delta.
Okay, looks like. So we're on Mike 2. Got that. So starter back to ignition, back to normal. APU bleed. Master switch off. It's just the Jetstar in Asia. It's not going to be all of them. Oh, okay. Did you know Sunwing? No, boy. I am really behind the times on that.
Alpha read correct, and behind outbound crossing in about 1 minute, right to left, pushing approved, I think.
Trim's gonna be up 1.
You wait for outbound and the push approved.
Outbound will be every
Flaps 1. Speed brakes, auto brakes. Everything's great there. Nürnberg Ground, hello again from Air Berlin 441, pushed and started from stand 12. No damage to your jetway, requesting taxi.
Air Berlin 551, are you able for detection Bravo, runway 28?
We are available for information, Bravo, Berlin 441.
Okay, I guess it was intersection. Air Berlin 551, taxi runway 28, intersection Bravo, via Mike 3, Mike 2, and Bravo.
Okay, we are going to we're going to the Bravo intersection via Mike 3, Mike 2, and Bravo for runway 28 Air Berlin 441. Okay, Mike 3, Mike 2, and Bravo. So Mike 3, Mike 2, and Bravo. Okay, I see where we're going. Parking brakes. And out we go. You know what we ought to do, though? Let's come over here. Can we do an intersection departure? Yes, we can. Recalculate our speeds. Send those to the McDo. Okay, let's go. You're doing the old school Air Berlin, so that's the one that doesn't have the really the new logo on the side like that. So that's more the block lettering and stuff as opposed to that font. I did actually find that font. I found that font. I downloaded it, and I can't find it anywhere.
Facing east. And Lufthansa 901 Alpha, there's on your right hand side, Lufthansa 8319.
Paul, we're doing just this one today. I'm kind of broke out in a little bit of a digestive illness yesterday, and I'm not doing that great. So we're going to do this one, and I'm going to call it an early day today. I'm sorry. I'd much rather be here, but there's going to, I just can feel that there's going to be a point that my brain is going to, my brains are going to fry, and that'll just be painful to watch. I'm actually amazed that we've gotten this far today. Evening, Pyroblaster.
Nürnberg ground,
Thanks for coming in today.
Correction 3-4, requesting southern field.
Berlin 8254 Nürnberg ground, good evening. Kid Hamburg, red windows from Golf departure. Flight route climb by 70, score 3573.
Negative, das ist Air Berlin 43, Destination Leipzig.
Ich hab's mir gerade schon gedacht, das ist ein bisschen fies mit euch zwei. Dann Airberlin 43, schönen guten Abend. Kid, Leipzig via Reto von Golf departure. Flight route climb by 70, score 1000.
Oh, no bratwurst today. I was able to have a little bit of very, very bland tasting oatmeal. I think in the UK you call it porridge. So it's like hot oats and stuff like that. And it was okay. But it was only like half of a very small bowl. And no sugar or anything like that.
Hamburg, Zulu 1 Golf departure, climb by flight level 70, walking 3573.
8254, read back correct. 2441, contact tower 118.305, have a good flight, bye.
118305 for Air Berlin 441, thanks.
Ground Zero again, Delta India Omega Echo, back on Foxtrot after an aborted takeoff. We'd like to taxi to Charlie again.
Delta Kilo Echo, copy, taxi to intersection Charlie, runway 28, via Juliet, Mike 3, Mike 2, and Charlie.
Taxi runway point runway 28, intersection Charlie via Juliet, Mike 3, Mike 2, Charlie, Delta Kilo Echo.
118305. And Munchin is 129525.
Kilo, taxi down Foxtrot and contact ground Toronto 1.76, sure. Taxi down Foxtrot and then ground Toronto 1.70,
There's Munchin for departure.
Bella Charlie Echo, Sie fliegen jetzt aber Richtung Piste 1.0, Piste 2.8 ist dann, wenn Sie im
Hey,
Wetterflug
Boeing Bog is here.
nach Westen und im Gegeneinflug bitte Flugrichtung nach Osten.
Boeing Baga goes to London for 2 days, and you're going to go in an A330-900, really?
Ja, Sie müssen nicht der Route folgen, wenn ich Ihnen einfach sage, fliegen Sie.
Boeing Baga, who are you going to fly? Can you say?
So, Delta Charlie Echo, dann mal die Verkehrsinformation für Sie. Condor, Airbus 320, kurzer Endanflug. Und Eurowings, Airbus 321 im 7-Meilen-Endanflug.
118305. I think we're ready.
Delta Charlie Echo,
Yep, I think we're ready.
Delta Charlie Echo, verlängern Sie Gegeneinflug 2.
Nürnberg Tower, hello there. Air Berlin 441 is holding short of runway 28 at Bravo, fully ready.
Aberdeen 441 Tower, hello, line up runway 28.
Runway 28, line up. Air Berlin 441.
Condor 14 Juliet Kilo going around.
148 Kilo, Roger, report the reason for the missed approach.
Say again, Condor 14 Juliet Kilo.
Condor 148 Kilo, report reason for missed approach.
Remember the one reason for missed approach in Zurich? Or maybe it was Geneva, I forget which.
Okay, Condor 148 Kilo, climb on runway heading flight level 70.
Climb on runway heading to flight level 70, Condor 14 Juliet Kilo.
Probably one of the most awesome, one of the most honest reasons for a go-round ever.
Hello.
Yep, that's the one, ZLP7.
441, wind
My
20
YouTube
degrees
stream.
at 9 knots, runway 28 cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Berlin 441, thanks. Shall we go?
Bye-bye. Condor 148
the
Kilo,
YouTube's out of date? Sorry.
Contact München 12955.
Oh, I think I know why. Thanks, Maple Leaf. Hi, Rob. Welcome in, Rob. That was a fall out of your chair laughing hard. That really was.
Nürnberg Tower, schönen guten Abend. Lufthansa vor November Echo, ILS 28, 11
go.
miles final.
Rotate.
For November Echo, hello, number 3, we are cleared on.
Roger.
4131, leading traffic Air Berlin, Airbus 319 at airborne now, the wind 27012 knots, runway 28, clear to land.
28 clear to land, wind 412.
One of the coolest things about Flight Sim, Air Berlin flies again. AP as quick as I can get to it. Lever climb, thrust climb. München radar, guten Abend from Air Berlin 441, passing 2,800 for 7,000.
Air Berlin 441, München, hello, identified. I call you for higher shortly.
Cool. It still says Sunday. Thanks, Maple Leaf.
Condor 1 for Juliet Kilo, stop climb level 80. Ach, jetzt seid ihr schon drüber. Ja, sagen wir mal so, stop climb level 90.
Oh, wow, what a nice night over. See, this is the hard part on these big VATSIM events when we're busy. You look out, you don't get to see. Look at the view outside the window in Nürnberg. What a nice night. Isn't that great? Delta to London and then you're London to Geneva with Swiss. Oh, really? And Geneva to Stockholm on Scandi. You've got a heck of a tour coming up there, Boeing Baca. You've got a really good trip.
Berlin 441, climb flight level 190.
Flight level 190 for Air Berlin 441.
Eurowings 4123, contact arrival 119-475. Goodbye.
What a nice night. I guess it's still kind of steamy and warm in Germany and France and Poland right now. Big heat wave going on there. Altimeters. Standard and standard. Oh, absolutely. That's a big reason that the IRL channel is there. Is for vacation photos, so that those of us that can't go get to go on vacation with you.
Say again, Condor 143 Kilo.
1 for Juliet Kilo, speed to 10 knots and descend 6,000 feet, QNH 10.
Speed brakes disarmed, flaps are up, landing gear is up. After takeoff items are clear.
Descend 6,000 feet and QNH 1005, Condor 1 for Juliet Kilo.
Ollie is ready with seat belts, and yep, Maple Leaf, I'll try and get to that fixed, but it could be that'll just kind of last.
Condor 1 for Juliet Kilo, contact
10,000 feet.
119er,
Landing lights, nose light, 10,000-foot cabin call.
Contact arrival 119er 075, Condor 1 for Juliet Kilo.
Ja, 119er 475.
119er 475, Condor 1 for Juliet Kilo.
Really do wish that we had just a little bit more time
Charlie Tango, wind 270
on the
degrees, 12
radios
knots.
so that when they say, you know, Berlin
Runway
441, Colt
21
München
left.
121.910, you could be like Inga and Claudia in the Lufthansa videos, the cargo videos. They set the frequency first, and then they read the frequency off the radio when they say, you know, Lufthansa Cargo 441, contact, 118.305. Ciao. That way you verify it right off of there. But I feel like it takes so much time to dial it in, and they need to move other people around, so.
Delta Charlie Tango, after landing, vacate to the right via Alpha to the apron.
Is OLPIB the usual hold? I believe so. Let me make sure. I think it is Domty Gaming. Oh, and you need the 2 Alpha. Yes, so we're coming in on Monarch, so OLPIB. And that's going to be an inbound course of 030 degrees and right turns. I was going to get to
441, contact München 133.615.
133.615 for Air Berlin 441. Cheers. Have a good week.
Thank you, same to you.
133.615. But yeah, if you had the time to be able to dial it in and then read it back, that way there's they know immediately that you've got the right frequency.
Station, no voice.
Yep, that's the only one, Domty Gaming. That's the way to do it, and that's the way to stay ahead on all these VATSIM events, but in this one in particular, and Frankfurt Friday, just stay ahead.
München Radar, guten Abend. German Air Force 47 Golf, passing flight level 240, down to 210, inbound Goland.
German Cargo 47 Golf, München Radar, good evening. Proceed direct Nibil.
Direct Nibil, German Air Force 47 Golf.
München, guten Abend from Air Berlin 441, passing flight level 170 for flight level 190, overhead Babev.
Air Berlin 441, München Radar, good evening. Climb to flight level 300. Proceed direct Alaska, Lima Alpha, Sierra Golf Alpha.
Air Berlin 441, climb and maintain flight level 300 and direct to Alaska. Thanks for the shortcut. So direct Alaska
1034, descend to flight level 270.
That's the other thing I do is one of the things I also try to do is as soon as they say
Singapore for Alpha, no
Berlin
further
441
ATC,
direct to,
2008, bye-bye.
one of the things that I try to do as quickly as I can is get down to the McDo and the direct to page. Because if I can do that, chances are, while they're telling us where we're going to be direct to, that helps me figure out where we're going to be direct to a lot faster. Doesn't happen all the time, but it does work pretty good. So that's what I try to do with that. Mr. Mango and Tim Dog, both just jumping aboard. Welcome on in. Hi, Mr. Mango. Hi, Tim Dog.
Charlie November with radar, good evening.
Okay, not a bad departure. Domty Gaming says expect 133230. And that is a really great little bit of intel too. If you can listen ahead for an airplane that's in front of you that they're going to the same place. Or if you've got a really cool friend like Domty Gaming, to tell you if you can preset that in, it just is so much better. Boeing Boggy, yeah, I'm a little under the weather today. So it's probably best. I seriously think it's something that I ate, but it kind of hit with a vengeance last night at 3 o'clock. So I have a limited amount of brain power. A limited amount of brain power.
Nürnberg 97 Alpha, descend to flight level 320.
Subsonic flight, thank you so much.
Nürnberg 97 Alpha, contact Rhein radar 1.
Oh, no. Big booze like even a beer or something.
Reinforcements incoming.
No.
More agents joining the slide flight.
No.
No further ATC.
I'd turn green and start. Very bad things would start upchucking. So I stay away from all forms of alcohol when I'm under the weather. My stomach just can't handle it anymore. Arch NDA is here. Hello, Arch. Arch, it was so much fun getting to go on your cross-country drive. Glad you made it home safe, and I'm glad you had a good time at Expo. Vaga's tired today. 25,000 feet, seatbelts can go off. Now, Arch, it was so cool that Arch was able to live stream the drive out to Expo. And you had a live picture up when you got there of the place that you rented. That was the porch, and you had the sailboats out there. That was a really nice picture. Anything with water and boats on it. Okay, looking pretty good. Flight level 300. And Copenhagen, here we come. So, important safety tip now. We know that we're going to probably get a hold coming in here. So, that was Texas 1 Flyboy helped you with that? Really? You need fluids? Enjoy fluiding.
Air Berlin 441, contact München radar 133, das mit 230, bye-bye.
133.230 for Air Berlin 441. Thank you so much. Have a good week. And this is München radar again. München radar, guten Abend from Air Berlin 441. Overhead Alaska, passing flight level 280 for flight level 300.
Good evening, Berlin 441, radar contact. Confirm your requested level.
Berlin 441, I'm sorry, what did we need to confirm? I'm sorry.
Your requested cruise level.
Oh, so sorry. Berlin 441, filed for flight level 380.
Confirm 380.
3.8, but it was one of those things that had several step climbs and several turns as we're going east and west.
Berlin 441, roger. Climb to flight level 380.
Flight level 380, Berlin 441, thanks. Okay, let's put in this. So, OLPIB.
977,
This is our... This is our hold. So it's OLPIB. First step, go to flight plan.
Proceed inbound to Monarch.
Berlin 441 is now inbound to Monarch. That's a great shortcut. Thank you. Direct to Monarch. There's Monarch and insert.
Condor 977 has an off route direct for you. Advise ready to copy.
Okay, now back to popping that in. Dom T Gaming says we're talking to Bremen next. 123225. Thank you, Dom T Gaming. 123225.
Proceed direct Nebel, Condor 977.
Sky 29 Bravo, call München on 133.615.
Okay, now let's go ahead and put in our direct to, and we're going to do OLPIB. So to do that, that's where the hold is. Click OLPIB, and then you see there's a whole bunch of things in there, but you see one of the options is hold. So hit the hold button. Now you put in your hold and read it right off of the chart. Inbound to OLPIB is 030 degrees. So 030, put that in your inbound course. And then over here, you look at the turn, and we're going to be making right turns. So right turns, and it's going to be 1 minute turns, 7 miles. That's about what I usually do. Some are different, but usually it's easy to go with a default and hit insert. Now you can see there's OLPIB and then a hold. And so we're all set for our hold now. And then the last thing you have to do is sing the song Hold Me from Fleetwood Mac. I'll let you do that. Hey, Iowa Scotsman. Welcome aboard and thank you for coming in today. GT Boy, welcome to you too. Thank you for coming by. Let's see. That's right. You had to do chicken noodle soup and ginger ale sleeveless. So you've got you've got a little stomach bug too. Mostly for me, it's ginger ale helps the most. Tim Brasco, welcome aboard.
I need about 2 questions. 5 minutes out of cockpit is it approved?
Austrian 3-1 Foxtrot. Ask the next sector already on frequency 123-225.
123-225, Austrian 3-1 Foxtrot, thank you.
Now then, let's get out of this. Go to the Phoenix page. Go to My Flights. METAR, Arrivals, and Recycle. And we're going to look at the arrival latest. Copenhagen information pop-up. Still using 04 left. Runway is 666. Dry. Transition level is 65. Here we go. Do not link the star with the ILS procedure without clearance. That's why I did not choose the VIA. After landing, expedite vacating runway. Every time. Get off our runway as soon as you land. Winds 140 at 4, not bad. Good visibility, a few clouds here and there. And there we go. So now we got our information there. That's good. We're in great shape. Oh, so yeah, you've got that. You deal with that all the time. Well, yeah, you would dealing with Crohn's. This doesn't happen too often. It's usually a combination of maybe I didn't cook a frozen food enough or something like that, or I left something in the refrigerator a little bit too long, coupled with some, external stress and stuff like that. Dom T Gaming says, look on VATSIM radar, we'll see holds. So there's Germany. And you see the airplanes kind of loop-de-looping in a couple of circles there. Those are the people that are holding going into Copenhagen. Yeah, right over OLPIB. That's the hold that most of the people are coming up from the south at. Dom T Gaming, yeah, I was a little. See, this is my brain power is not great. I boarded my usual 15 minutes of extra ATC fuel for an event like this. Instead of doing 15 minutes of extra fuel, Where did that show up? Minimum ATC. There is my extra 15 minutes of ATC fuel. Instead of 15 minutes, I should have done at least 30. So this is probably going to be a little tight on fuel. Captain Whip TV. Okay, look at what, okay, Captain Whip, real pilot, knows these airplanes and puts 90 minutes of extra on Sim Brief. Real pilot says Sim Brief gets 90 minutes of fuel for sure. Hi, Captain Whip. Welcome aboard. Happy new week to you. I hope you've had good flights and fun layovers.
126175. 175. Okay. Thanks.
Got our cute little Air Berlin A319 heading into Copenhagen. Oh, I think we just got mooned over here. We just got a moon spotting. Captain Whip has held about 40 minutes once in this event. Captain Whip is in Nashville today. Let's see. I know that they have lots of country music in Nashville. About all I know about Nashville. There's got to be some good food while you're there. Hot chicken, so spicy chicken and stuff like that? Okay, hot chicken. I'm guessing it's gonna probably be more of a chicken-based barbecue maybe than like beef barbecue and stuff. And vinegar-based too, right? Because it's Tennessee, not like Texas barbecue. Dom T Gaming says there's a hot chicken place that's good in Nashville. Yeah, I will be refraining from spicy food for a few days. Dom T Gaming was in Nashville 4 months ago. You held for almost 40 minutes. Wow. Captain Whip says spicy food and flying are not a good combination. There was a time when spicy food did not bother me at all. And then
441, contact Bremen now, 123225, enjoy the holding.
123225, and we can't wait to hold. Thanks so much from Berlin 441. 123225, that's Bremen. But yeah, once my hair started turning gray and stuff, my ability to handle the spicy food that I used to, it started going away fast. Bremen radar, guten Abend from Air Berlin 441, level at flight level 380, about 195 miles south of Monarch.
Air Berlin 441, identified.
We are identified. Dom T Gaming, you could get a non-spicy chicken sandwich. I'll bet that would be good. I wonder if I could make chicken and rice. That could actually be good. Chicken and rice might be good tonight. Maybe if I can hold that down, that'll be good. Around the holidays, I picked up a rice cooker. This was one of the cheap little rice cookers. But I've got to say, it works really, really good. So rice, the biggest thing you have to do is wash the rice, a couple times in cold water. But it's actually really pretty good little rice maker. So we'll do something like that, and maybe just a little bit of like non-spicy chicken breast. See if that works. Okay, we've got our hold installed. That looks good. Top of descent's 104 miles. I usually install my approach data at about 100 miles. 90 to 100 miles is sort of like when my brain tells me, oh, you got to do your approach arrival data.
Evelyn Trimac Bravo, direkt Pinter. Direkt Pinter, Evelyn Trimac Bravo, direkt. Bei der 302 X-Ray Bremen.
That's not me. So starting Thursday, unless everything... Unless everything blows up, the new airplane that I'm going to start trying to learn and try is the FlightSim Labs Airbus A321neo. This is a lot of people really like this airplane. It's very, very in-depth airplane. So really looking forward to learning this. So this should be a fun airplane to learn. I think I read it's about... Well, I forgot. It's 70 US dollars right now. So it's about 70 US dollars for the airplane. But it's an FS Labs, and FS Labs is really pretty amazing airplane. Captain Whip uses it, and Dom T Gaming says 124175. Thanks, Dom T Gaming. 124,175. There we go. But yeah, everybody that has come into chat and we've talked about the FS Labs airplane, they say they really like it. The only criticism a few people have had is they think the textures aren't quite as good as this, but you know what? That's okay. If it's a really great airplane and there's a lot to learn about it, I think that'll be fun. And I think Ollie was suggesting we ought to take the A321neo on an EasyJet flight out of Luton. So I'll try and figure out something like that. Okay. There's the arrival. It's probably time to start putting in our arrival data, though. So over here, I'll go and grab this, and I'm just going to hit refresh. Information Papa, and then if you want to confirm it, just go over here to EKCH and look at the arrival data in here and just confirm. Yep, it is Papa. So it's always good to verify that. Okay, and our altimeter is 1,000.
Bremen, moin, Evelyn 125, level 111, climbing 160.
I'm hearing lots of Air Berlin. It's cool today, hearing Air Berlin doing this. Winds are, temperature is 18. 18 degrees. We're going to do the winds are 140 at 4. Transition level here is 6.5. It's a A319. Thanks to Captain Whip TV's advice, I do config 3 landings. 124.175 now for Air Berlin 441. Thanks. Have a good week. Okay. And then after that, go to your charts, Navigraph. We are expecting the ILS 4 left, and minimums are 213 feet, 213 in the barrel box. Back to performance. We're 65 miles from top of descent. Bremen, guten Abend from Air Berlin 441. Level at flight level 380. 143 miles south of Monarch.
Air Berlin 441, Bremen, red identify, good day.
Dom T Gaming is
Air Berlin
asking.
441, report Mach number.
Berlin 441 is at Mach 0.75.
Air Berlin 441, confirm Mach decimal 75.
Air Berlin is confirmed Mach decimal 75.
Air Berlin 441, roger, increase Mach decimal 76 or better.
Mach decimal 76 or better now for Air Berlin 441. How about 77? Wow, okay. So I was doing flaps 3 in the A320. Captain Whip says mostly full flaps for the A320. That's good to know because I was doing the config 3s in the A320 the same way I do it in the A319. Okay, we've kicked our speed up just a little bit. So they had us speed up a little bit. That's unusual. Usually they have us slow down. Usually it's, can you just slow down there? All sorts of very, very pretty colors here. Captain 7274 is our new squawk for Air Berlin 441.
Austin 3 Charlie Papa on frequency.
Wow, they changed me over. That must be the international, the VATSIM trouble frequency. When they make you change, it says, oh, here's one of those troublesome pilots. Let's go over there. Captain Whip says flaps 3 on the A321. Dom T Gaming says get ready for 119.555. 119. Decimal 555. Thank you. And Dom T Gaming just got the hold. So he just got the hold. 119.555. Shinvas, welcome back in. Thank you for coming by today. Captain Whip, how many people are holding? Here we are. So we're over here. So we've got a hold right up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 5 are in this hold. Dom T Gaming says maybe 6.
1, 2, 3, 225, Italo 25 Mike, thanks, ciao.
Not too terribly bad.
Descent flight level 200, Ryanair 4701.
Descent 54, descent to flight level 200.
Company message, Air Berlin Ops says we did an on-time departure, no ADC required.
Austin 31 Fox, descent to flight level
210, Austin 31 Fox.
By Maroc 768, contact Bremen weather 123.225.
Bremen 123.225, Royal Maroc 768.
We should be getting a descend any minute now. Everything else is good. Mr. Flight Plan says our estimated fuel on board is 3.5. Mr. Flight Plan over here says we have to start thinking about our final reserve as we approach 1.964. So we've got a little bit of fuel to hold with, but Captain Whip, yeah, next to Frankfurt Friday. This has become a really fun event. The thing that I like about this is they're moving so many airplanes, but it's not crazy. Everything just goes smooth and by the numbers, it seems like. So it's a big event, and if you know what you're doing, you're great. Okay, so when we start to get to 2.0, that's when we have to start considering our Ultranet. Probably a little before that. Nothing to worry about up there. 20 miles to our descent. Oh wow, 19 miles to top of descent.
Who's there? 39er.
With the 39er, one frequency, connect 123.225.
123.225. This 39er.
Bizarre 54, contact Copenhagen control 119.555.
79 arrivals in Copenhagen, 36 departures, and 27 just sitting on the ground.
119 contact Copenhagen control 119.555.
Repeat 119.555.
That's a lot of airplanes.
Aberdeen 441 descent to flight level 200 at 2,000 feet per minute operator on conversion speed 290 knots.
290 knots on conversion, descending to flight level 200, and that's going to be at 2,000 feet or greater for Air Berlin 441.
Visa Malta 3 Yankee Charlie, report Mach number.
Visa Malta 3 Yankee Charlie, Mach decimal 78.
Visa Malta 3 Yankee Charlie, Roger for sequencing, that is Mach decimal 74 or less.
Mach decimal 74 or less. Visa Malta 3 Yankee Charlie.
This doesn't have you sweating. I don't, yeah, Dob T Gaming, I don't really sweat this one at all now anymore. The biggest worry right now is, did I board enough, extra fuel? Is there enough extra fuel to make it work? We'll see. 2901 conversion.
Contact Copenhagen control 119.555.
Copenhagen control 119.555 for Ryanair 4701. Thanks for your ATC. Bye. Bye.
Let's see, Captain Whip's going to check on the FS Labs, but on the hold page there's an EFC, expect further clearance. You put a time in Zulu and it should give you a bingo fuel time to get out of Dodge. Really? So on the hold page in the FS Labs, we're going to get another entry, and that's why sometimes ATC will tell us to enter the hold and we'll get that further clearance. They give you a Zulu time. That's where we would put it, in there. Does Captain Whip know about the circle approach that we did on Elite Wings on Yeah. So this was a really cool circle to land that we were not expecting. We're just kind of coming in, and all of a sudden it was, oh my gosh, circle to land on this one. Black Cobra, welcome aboard. I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was really a cool circle to land. Nobody was expecting it. It was very entertaining. Not bad, not bad. I think everybody landed a little bit harder. SLCB.
Thank you.
I don't think you find it in the charts. But over here, we can go there.
3 Yankee Charlie.
And 3 Yankee Charlie.
So SLCB Airport. So we were coming on in, and we were doing
Contact Copenhagen, control 119, decimal 555.
over here.
119,
We were expecting runway 32.
Okay,
So
can
runway
say frequency
32.
again.
So here's runway 32, and I think we were doing like the
Okay,
RNAV.
119, 555, also TF.
So
Thank you.
RNAV coming in, chug, 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 and then what you do is,
Subscriber
as
confirmed.
you're coming in,
Top
you
clearance
break off in
granted,
the
agent.
approach,
Loyalty
and you
noted.
and you make the turn to land on runway 23. So on our approach, basically, maybe it was a VOR. So just here on the VOR, as you break off here, so about 5-10 miles, you break off, and there's this hill that you go around. So you come around here, go around the little hill, which, you know, has like in Brazil, there's the big statue of Jesus. There's a statue of Jesus around this hill too. I'm surprised they didn't tell us don't bump into our statue or anything. And then you do a tight turn around here and come on in. And so that was our elite wings. We were all kind of sitting there, okay, what's so elite about this event? And then the surprise was, be ready for this, which was great. Black Cobra did a really nice resub. Black Cobra, thank you for a 5-month resub today. Thanks for some great jet fuel in the flight plan, Black Cobra, and thank you for coming in today. Thank you for helping me to keep all the lights on here. And 290 on conversion. And I think that the thing that got our attention though was, you know, nobody was expecting it. It was just that was the surprise.
Charlie Papa confirm. Right, 525 degrees.
8 firm.
Dom T Gaming is going to go back and refly it soon. Well, now that we know what to do, now that we know about it, because there isn't a circle to land chart. Like, you know, going into Innsbruck, there's the circle to land, you know, on runway 8 in Innsbruck. And we have a chart for it. There wasn't a chart for this at all.
Descend weiter 3 Yankee Charlie, descend to flight level 200.
Flight level 200 with amount 3 Yankee Charlie.
Austin 3 Charlie Papa, reported current heading.
002.
Well, we're going to probably get a hold, so we'll wait on the seatbelts for a hold.
Right heading 020.
In case somebody ate something that didn't agree with them. There's our hold.
Bremen Control, good evening.
We did make good time on our descent.
Flight level 3.
Slordy Bart, happy holding party day. Hi, Slordy Bart. Yep, it's hold time. This is actually a really, really good event. You know, yes, it's busy, but it teaches you to put holds into your airplanes and fly them. And keep an eye on your holding fuel and stuff.
Airport 8 to Foxtrot, Profit direkt Barab. Bravo, Alpha, Romeo, Alpha, Papa.
Airport
Airport 8 to Foxtrot, direkt Barab.
I'm expecting them to tell us to do something at any second now.
Air Berlin 441, reduce to 250 knots.
250 knots for Air Berlin 441.
Bremen, good evening.
Something just told me, pay attention. We're going to have to do something any minute now. Stupidocracy has arrived. Welcome back in, Stupidocracy. Thank you for coming back in today. 119.555 for Air Berlin 441. Ciao.
Speedbird 995, turn right direct next short descent flight level 90.
Direct next short descent flight level 90.
November Charlie Lima, descent flight level 110.
Copenhagen Control, very good evening from Air Berlin 441. Slowing down to 250 knots and descending to flight level 200 at 2,000 feet per minute.
I guess there was 2 stations at once, but I can figure out both of you. So first, Air Berlin 441, Copenhagen Control, hello, identified, jet inbound Copenhagen, Monarch 4 Alpha, arrival, landing runway 04 left.
Cleared Monarch 4 Alpha arrival for landing 04 left, Air Berlin 441.
And the other station, 3 Yankee Charlie, Whiskey Mike Tango 3 Yankee Charlie, Copenhagen, hello, identified, cleared inbound Copenhagen, Monarch 4 Alpha, landing runway 04 left, stop descent, flight level 220.
Flight level 220, cleared Monarch 4 Alpha, expecting 04 left, with them also 3 Yankee Charlie.
Scandinavian 118, descent flight level 120.
Speed brakes down.
Descent for level 120.
250 knots.
Berlin 1981, descent flight level 130.
And there is flight level 200.
It's 54, descent flight level 140.
Flight level 140 with a 54.
Still expecting to have 4.0 in the tanks at this point.
Berlin 441, enter hold over Olpip, Oscar Lima, Papa, India, Bravo, as published.
Air Berlin 441 entering the hold at Olpip as published. All right, let's get some of our notes ready to go. So usually on these things, I go over here and start jotting down a few things. I keep track of the number of loops, and then I also keep track of my fuel. And I'll try and project ahead to see how many little loop-dees we can do based on the fuel we have. And how much fuel, you know, what our final reserve and alternate is. So final reserve and alternate is going to be 1.9. So just try and keep track of those things.
Ryanair 4701, descent flight level 160.
Descent flight level 160, Ryanair 4701.
Austrian 31 Foxtrot, descent flight level 180.
Information Quebec has changed. The altimeter is still the same. Winds have changed a bit. 150 at 1. Hey, there's a chance for butter on the runway, assuming we don't run out of fuel. So new winds are 150 at 1. The temperature is now 17 degrees. Probably not that important, but if you've got the latest information, pop it in. Altimeter is still 1000. So at least we got the approach data updated. Back to performance.
Air Berlin 441, descent flight level 190.
Flight level 190 for Air Berlin 441. Wow, a whole 1,000 feet. We're really doing a big old descent here. And they asked us to maintain 250 knots, but in the hold, we need to be ready to slow down. We need to be able to slow down to clean speed. And I'll bet we can get there by, as soon as we enter the hold, we'll hit managed, I'll bet it'll slow us down. Shahina, welcome
Charlie
aboard.
Lima, turn right, direct Nexo, descend flight level 90.
Turn direct Nexo, 90, Charlie Lima.
And there's old Pib. So in 2 miles,
Scandinavian 118,
we'll
descend flight
hit
level
manage
110.
speed and go from there.
Descent level 110, Scandinavian 118.
With them also 3 Yankee Charlie, descend flight level 200.
Descend flight level 200 with them on the 3 Yankee Charlie.
Austrian 3 Charlie,
1 mile to
Papa,
go.
hold over
And then we get to
Oscar
press a
Lima,
button.
Papa India Bravo as published.
Enter out over all fifth.
There we go, and managed. And it's going to drop our speed down to 197.
Austrian 31 Foxtrot, descend flight level 170.
What a smart airplane.
And Austrian.
What a smart airplane.
Don't seem to find all fifth.
If you're flying along, now would be a great time to hydrate.
Austrian 3 Charlie, Papa, in case you got data which is more than half a year old, it could be Charlie Delta Alpha. Do you got Charlie Delta Alpha?
Yes, I got the shot.
Austrian 3 Charlie, Papa, thank you. In that case, hold over Charlie Delta Alpha as published.
Hold over Charlie Delta Alpha.
Okay, so we have entered loop-de-loop number 1. So loop number 1 goes over in my spy notes.
Scandinavian 118, descend flight
And
level
as we
9.
come back around, we're going to write down our fuel. And then do the math. And usually about the time we're all done doing the math, that's when they kick us out of the hold. But it's good to know how many loops we can do. Airbus is very, Tumbrasco, it is
right, heading 080.
a very smart airplane.
We're heading 00, Scandinavian 118.
If I had it to do all over again and I was 100 years younger and could start a career in aviation, I would want to be in something like this. Oh, I'm above you. Well, Dom T Gaming, you're ahead, so you should be lower in the hold.
With their 54, descend flight level 120.
Flight level 120 with the 54.
Scandinavian 219,
And
descend
sure
flight
enough, our
level,
speed is just above green dot speed. That's minimum clean speed. So we're going as slow as we can without having to throw the flaps out. So I'm guessing this is supposed to be the most efficient, fuel efficient speed that we can go in the hold. So we're using as little fuel as actually possible. Dom T Gaming, did you see the Air Berlin livery above you? Really?
31 Foxtrot, descend flight level 150.
Descend 150, Foxtrot.
Looks like we got 1, 2, 3 airplanes, maybe 4 in the hold with us right now.
Air Berlin 441, descend flight level 160.
Flight level 160 now for Air Berlin 441. Oh, thank you, Dom T Gaming. I will look for that.
Austrian 3 Charlie Papa, descend flight level 2.
That's actually encouraging, down to 16,000 feet. Getting a little bit closer.
November Charlie Lima, contact Copenhagen approach frequency 118.455. Copenhagen.
18455, Charlie Lima 0.
Air Berlin 1981, descend flight level 90.
Level 90, Air Berlin 191.
Doing a hold at night is a little bit cool because it's a lot easier to see the other airplanes that are orbiting in the hold with you. You'll see their lights on, the airplane lights at night. It's a lot harder to spot them, during the day. At least in the sim. Maybe in the real world it's different, but...
Austrian 3 Charlie Papa,
We left the door open hoping the cabin crew would bring up extra pizza and beer, but they didn't.
Descend flight level 190.
Scandinavian 118, turn left direct Nixo.
purpose, left next to Scandinavian 118.
Looks like we're coming into some clouds here. Summertime, but there might be some cold air. Oh my gosh, the total air temperature is -6. So, those are pretty chilly clouds, and when we go in, we may need to think about turning on our engine anti-ice.
With Air 540, send flight level 100.
Flight level 100 with the 54.
We like our chill flights, but not that chill.
And Austrian 3 Charlie Papa.
Austrian 3 Charlie Papa.
They're kind of spotty clouds
Yes,
here,
sir, an
but
estimated holding time over Charlie Papa now.
Austrian 3 Charlie Papa, it's
Drive 2 is back in chat. Tried going to VATSIM, VAT-USA, but I did a .com instead of a .net. So you got stuck and was beeping saying your IP has been leaked. Oh no.
Yeah, we'll
I'm really sorry to hear about that. Yeah, even just going to some, innocent website these days can really be a problem. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I know.
Ryanair 4701, descend flight level 120.
It does say
Descend
this
flight level
Sunday. Let's see if I
120,
can
Ryanair
fix that. We've got
4701.
time now.
Austrian 31 Foxtrot, descend flight level 130.
Confirm for Austrian 3 Charlie Papa.
Austrian 31 Foxtrot, descend flight level 130.
130,
Okay, got that fixed over
Scandinavian 118, contact
on
Copenhagen,
YouTube.
118.45.
Sorry that took so long, but we got it done. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Air Berlin 441, descend flight level 140.
Flight level 140 now for Air Berlin 441. Wow, we're just heading pretty quick here.
With Air Malta 3.
Good luck with that drive too.
Flight level 150.
Thank you for telling me, Sleeveless. And Snooky Skyways, welcome back in. This airplane, this is a cute little airplane. Definitely like that. And Air Berlin definitely, gives you a little bit of the spy vibe too. And they used to give away chocolates. So at the end of the flight, that's kind of nice. No threats detected. Happy to hear that drive too. Okay, in 5 miles, what we need to do is write down our fuel. So as we come up on Pole Pib right there,
Welcome aboard, Agent.
in 4 miles,
Stay
we're going to write down our fuel. And then after another loop, we'll write down our fuel, and that gives us the amount of fuel that we're actually using to do one single loop.
And Red North 2067, Copenhagen control standby.
Snooky Skyways just followed. Thank you for doing a follow, Snooky Skyways. You have a digital footprint drive too? Okay, there's 2 miles. Okay, 1 mile. 4, 3, 2, 1, and okay, fuel is 3.36. So we'll come up here and I'm going to put in 3.36 minus, and we'll do some math in a bit, and we are now on loop number 2. And then we'll do the math if we come around afterwards. And that's just subtract. So it gets us how much fuel it takes to do a single loop. This is probably not the way the real pilots
Abilene 1981
are going to handle a
direct
hold like
Nixo.
this, but since I'm live streaming and stuff, you know, we keep track of, you know, how many loops in the hold did you do, that kind of a deal. So that's the way I project it out. And when we do this in the A321neo from FS Labs, Captain Whip says that there's a you know, another few things we can put in. So that'll be nice. Pyroblaster's calling it a night. Good night, Pyroblaster. Thanks for coming in. Have a great evening. Catch you next time. Bear Down. Welcome back, Bear Down. Thanks for coming in. I know we're very loopy today. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 airplanes in the loop.
No worries, 7160.
Red Nose 2067, sorry for delay. You identified at flight level 200, cleared the Monarch 4 Alpha arrival, landing on base 04
Dom T
left,
Gaming
flight
just
level
got kicked out of the hold. Happy landings, Dom T Gaming. Messages for chat. Uh-oh. Now we're scared.
Abilene 1981, contact Copenhagen approach frequency 118.455.
118.455, Air Berlin 191.
118.455. That might be next. That's right. Do not, you go to VATSIM.net. You can't get the hang of the McDo with an Airbus. Boy. I got coached on Airbus McDo by Sibby.
Red Nose 2067, enter hold over Oli Pip, Oscar Lima Papa, India Bravo, as published.
Enter hold established on all dates Red Nose 067.
You know, maybe any of the YouTubes, I think. Any of the YouTube channels, I've done a couple
With Air 54, descent flight level 9
of Airbus cold and dark flights. That'll show you a few things.
Red Nose 2067, descent flight level 170.
Actually, Drive 2, the links are not working right now. We've really messed them up. Dom T Gaming suggests look up a YouTuber named A330 Driver.
With Air 54, continue further right, direct Nixo.
Right, direct Nixo with the 54.
Control Century 1 Fox up.
Okay, about 6 miles.
Austrian 31 Foxtrot, go ahead.
Do you have an estimated time for
Oh, don't worry about it,
holding
Wake Bill.
clock?
Enjoy being mobile. We're good today. Drive 2 says Alpha Originals is a good one too. So there's a couple of suggestions for doing.
No more than 1 private, please.
Right, Roger, Century 1 Fox, thank you.
Center, good evening. Lufthansa 31, Echo Hotel, passing 232, descending 200.
Lufthansa 31, Echo Hotel, Copenhagen, control, hello, identified, cleared inbound Copenhagen, Monarch 4 Alpha arrival, landing on base 04 lift.
Clarify Monarch 4 Alpha arrival 04 left, Lufthansa 31, Echo Hotel.
All right, getting ready to write down our next fuel number.
With Air 54, contact Copenhagen approach frequency 118.455, bye.
118.455 with 54, bye bye.
Lufthansa 31 Echo Hotel, enter hold over all PEEP, Oscar Lima Papa India Bravo as published.
And 3180. So minus 3.18. Okay. Now then, let's see if I can do this without messing it up. So 3.36 minus 3.18. It takes 0.18 is our fuel. Now then, the next thing is to go and do another one, and that's going to be 3.18. So clear it. 3.18 minus 1.9. That is where we currently are. And so I've got 1.28 fuel to play with here. So then I think we divide that by 0.18. 0.18, which says I've got about 7 loops that I can do. About 7 loops that we can do. Now, that is incredibly fuzzy math, but it gives me a general idea of what I can do. We're on loop 3, and I think that I can do about 7.
Welcome
Again,
aboard,
fuzzy,
agent.
fuzzy,
Stay
fuzzy.
sharp.
The real pilots are going to do a much better job of that, but that's sort of my whole math.
Welcome aboard,
That tells
agent.
me how many
Stay
little loopies I can do without getting into trouble. Lewis just followed. So did King Cart 767. Welcome aboard. Thank you for the follows. Usually I've got about 10 to 11, but I'm smarter and I burn and I have more fuel. I didn't bring as much fuel today.
Lufthansa 5 Uniform Hotel, Copenhagen Control, hello, identified, inbound Copenhagen, Monarch 4 Alpha, arrival landing runway 04 left.
04 left, Motherboard Alpha, arrival, Lufthansa 5 Uniform Hotel.
Yeah, I've noticed there are some crazy people out. They're just people that seem to be, a lot more people that seem to want to cause trouble on the roads.
I would like to ask you if you're able to disconnect from the network for just
Okay,
half
it's
a minute
minus
and then
2
reconnect.
degrees
I'm sorry for the
Celsius.
inconvenience, but it's due to a technical issue on your tag in my system.
It says ice is not detected, engine anti-ice. It's just spotty clouds right now. So my guess is we're probably okay to turn off the engine anti-ice. I don't know how much, I don't think there's a big penalty for that, but if we're not having...
219er, proceed direct next to descent flight level 90.
Copy direct next to
I think we're probably 2, maybe 3 people away from getting our direct to Nixu. I don't know, is it full moon time yet? I don't know.
Ryanair 4701, descent flight level 90.
Descent flight level 90 for Ryanair 4701.
So hopefully within the next 2 to 3 airplanes will be ready to go. They seem to be kicking an airplane out about once every loop. Once every little loop-dee. So don't know if that's, you know. Real pilots want exact numbers, not all these little what-if numbers like I'm doing.
No worries.
Man. Actually need a little bit of lower back support today. That's right, it's supposed to be above 10 degrees Celsius.
Lufthansa 5 Uniform Hotel, enter hold over all PEEP, Oscar Lima Papa India Bravo, as published.
Enter hold over all PEEP, Lufthansa 5 Uniform
Coming up, it's loop-de-loop number 4.
Ryanair 4701, proceed direct next.
See, I'd be one of those
Proceed
pilots
direct next to Ryanair 4701.
that says, hey, folks, we're in a hold right now. We're going to play Air Berlin hold, you know, sweepstakes. Guess how many loops we'll make, and you can win an extra, you know, Air Berlin chocolate heart.
Or just so you can plan around them.
But I, you know, generally play silly little games like that anyway. So I'll go ahead and just put these little numbers in. They're kind of meaningless, but those were that was my loop math and what I'm doing.
Yeah, expect to leave in 1 minute. That would be just not with plenty. So we're probably not. Thank you very much for your hard work.
And now entering loopy number 4.
Yeah, our extra fuel has run out now. We have estimated 2.5 tons of fuel on board when we arrive at Copenhagen for now. So we probably need to hurry up a bit.
Austrian 31 Foxtrot, you are number 1 to lead the hold. Actually, this should be your last hold, maybe with a small delay vector. For now, descend flight level 100, and advise if you like an alternator, you want to continue.
Okay, for now, descend 100, and we will continue to Copenhagen for now. I'll call you back if unable, Austrian 31 Foxtrot.
Scandinavian 219, contact Copenhagen, approach frequency 118.455, bye.
Copy 118.455, Scandinavian 219, give us a good work, good night.
Air Berlin 441, descend flight level 120.
Flight level 120 now for Air Berlin 441.
Austrian 3 Charlie Papa, descend flight level 150.
So we can do a total of 7 loops before we have to divert, or about. We're on loop 4. My guess is we're going to get kicked in 2 airplanes, so I'm guessing we're going to be just fine. Because usually they kick you over to Nexo at about 10,000 feet. So maybe we'll be okay on this. Looks like it's going to be another one of those fabulous sunsets into Copenhagen today too.
And Austrian 31 Foxtrot, our fuel is now below minimum for our arrival. We will make it if we leave the holding now. Is it allowed to do so?
Austrian 31 Foxtrot, I can't predict what will happen later on, but for now it looks rather calm in the approach airspace. The best option I can offer you for an alternate would be Roskilde, Romeo Kilo. Advice.
Okay. Yeah, we will continue then for now. I will call you back if we need to divert. Austrian 31 Foxtrot.
Austrian 31 Foxtrot,
good Abend, Herr Heavy Weather. Welcome aboard, Heavy Weather. Thanks for coming by. We're in the hold. Welcome to holding night in Copenhagen. Clearly, the entertainment threshold here at Spy HQ is at an all-time high. Woohoo! We're doing a hold.
Air Berlin 441, descend flight level 100.
Flight level 100, Air Berlin 441. Now that's usually what after they tell you to descend to 100. At that point, they're going to tell you to go direct to Nexu.
Approach on 118.455 for Ryanair 4701. Bye-bye.
So I usually board, like I said, I usually board an extra 30 minutes for vectors to Copenhagen. Captain Whip boards 90 minutes of extra fuel for a vectors to Copenhagen. I do really, really good with the 30 minutes. Captain Whip knows more about it than I do for sure. And my 15 minutes seems to be going pretty good right now.
And Copenhagen, this is needed for 250 knots.
Station calling, say course.
Sorry, Austrian 31 Foxtrot.
Oh my gosh, thank goodness. AC. Whoa. AC. Boy, does that feel good. We're going to get some temperatures near 100 degrees Fahrenheit here. Possible later on this week. Not so bad today, though.
Flight level 110 with the Delta 3 Yankee Charlie.
Not so bad today, but definitely there's the smoky smell.
Austrian 31 Foxtrot, turn right heading 080 degrees.
Tic-tac, is 80 degrees kind of a perfect temperature for you? All right, coming up on OLPIB again, 2 miles, and we will be entering loop number 5. Tic-tac is not a fan of cold weather, no. There was a time that I didn't mind it, but I'm starting to mind it more.
Bed nose 2067, descend flight level 150.
Descend flight level 150.
And now we're overhead OLPIP, so it's now loop number 5. 2 more, and we start to get a little bit, you know, things start getting dicey for us. Hi, Laser Wolf. So when I was watching some of the video and stuff from the Flight Sim Expo, one of the things that they're making for Flight Sim Expo is going to be a little something that's got the gear handle and the clock here. And I was looking at the video of that clock, and I was thinking, you know, one of the things that they could do is just create a product that is the clock. And it...
Berlin 441, continue further right, continue the right-hand turn all the way around, direct Nixo right turn.
Okay, we'll continue that right turn around and direct Nixu for Air Berlin 441. Hi, Laser Wolf, welcome. But I was just thinking a neat product for WinWing would be to take this, and it would just be a USB with rechargeable batteries in it, rechargeable batteries, and you get UTC time. And then the CHR, you'd have hit one of the buttons or something like that, and that would be your local time, and it would be fed by the computer, and that's just a cool thing that sits on your desk. I just kind of thought that would be a neat deal.
Air Berlin 441, descend flight level 90.
Flight level 90 for Air Berlin 441. And we're supposed to continue the right turn to Nixu. Dom T Gaming has arrived with a minus 127. It is. This is a fun event. And the thing is, you know, airplanes like this, it might seem a little repetitive and stuff, but this is how you get good at this sort of thing. This is how you get good at this sort of thing. Tic-tac likes the event too. It's become a favorite. I mean, this is really one of the big reasons. Vectors to Copenhagen was one of the big reasons that it just seemed like it was time to make a change in the schedule. You know, so we could fly in this great Monday event here. Okay, now we can go and do our direct to. So direct to Nixu and insert, and now it's going to continue our turn and direct to Nixu.
With them also 3 Yankee Charlie, descend flight level 90.
Descend flight level 90 with
and it's already sped us up to 250 knots at Nixu. And 9,000 feet.
Airberlin 441, contact Copenhagen approach frequency 118.455. Bye-bye.
118-455 for Air Berlin 441. Ciao. Have a good week.
350, ATN 755.
Copenhagen, good evening. Air Berlin 441 is direct Nixu at 9,000 feet.
Airplane 441 Copenhagen approach. Hello, expect ILS runway 04 left.
Expecting the ILS 04 left. Air Berlin 441.
Austrian 31 Foxtrot, descent 4,000 feet.
Okay, estimated fuel on board is now 2.7, so we had plenty of extra fuel.
Agent 755, proceed like Charlie Hotel 724.
Proceed via Charlie Hotel 724 and 755.
755 hits now direct to waypoint Charlie Hotel 724.
Direct to Charlie Hotel 724.
Austrian 31 Foxtrot, contact final on 120.205, call sign only.
120.205, Austrian 31 Foxtrot, call sign only, bye-bye.
120.205 is next. There we go, that's good. 9,000 feet, that's good. Any slowdowns here? 250 knots at 220 knots at Dopam.
4,000 feet, ATN.
Otherwise, I guess it's 250 around the turns. I guess if I hit the constraints, I wouldn't have had to have looked at the chart. That would have shown up automatically, shown up on my map. After Nixu, we should get a descend to about 4,000, I guess. I don't know.
Airplane 441, descent 4,000 feet, QNH 1001.
1001 on the altimeter, descend 4,000 feet for Air Berlin 441. Man. How was I able to predict that one?
AGN 755, contact final on 120.205, call sign only.
120.205, call sign only, AGN 755.
Auto brake, speed brakes, get those things done a little bit sooner than usual.
441, speed 220 knots.
220 knots now for Air Berlin 441. Brakes. Bearcat Bob, yeah. Little bit of a digestive problem late last night, so I just don't think that my brain power is going to last very long. Wheelchair Gamer, welcome aboard. We are not there yet, but we're a lot closer. We're out of the hold. The hold was flawless today. It really just, flawless. The only hiccup for the spy flight today was should have boarded 30 minutes of fuel instead of 15. So it was a little tight. You had acid reflux this past year. It is. I think that probably I made something with frozen shrimp in it, and something was weird. So, and add to that a little real world stress and stuff. So.
5,000 feet. With 3 Whiskey Foxtrot Copenhagen approach, hello to maintain present heading, expect ILS runway 0.
Everything will be right as rain. Plus I do, time to go and pick up the new FS Labs A321 and start doing some reading and some learning, which is one of the fun things to do. Reading and learning is always a good
Airplane
time.
441, contact final on 120.205, call sign only.
120205 with call sign for Berlin 441. Ciao. There we go. Yeah, got to do that for sure.
After Dolphin, maintain present heading.
After Dolphin, maintain present heading.
Bearcat Bob, I'm pretty certain that they will.
118.105.
I think though having I think having the FS Labs Neo is going to be pretty good.
Reduce speed to 180 knots.
180 knots, 18755.
Air Berlin 441, hello to you. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet, speed 200.
Speed is now 203,000 feet for Berlin 441. Hello.
Hello to you. Eurowings 9er Hotel Alpha, hello to you. Descend 3,000 feet, speed 200.
See, they're moving a lot of airplanes.
Speed 200 and hello to you. Nice
You know, maybe not as much as the Frankfurt Friday. They're moving a lot of airplanes, very orderly, and we have time to do hello, how's it going?
K160,
chill.
maintain until 4 miles confirmed. Was it 010 finding?
04, negative 010, back, Scandinavian 1551, make a left turn 070, clear ILS 04 left.
Really great ATC on this.
Left heading 070, clear to
And seriously, okay, what are we doing? The things we normally...
441, reduce speed now to 180 knots.
180 knots for Berlin 441. We're
755,
doing exactly the same things we do elsewhere. The biggest difference is we're doing the other biggest thing that we're doing 118.105 is we're doing a hold.
Scandinavian 2872, maintain present heading.
Maintain present heading, Scandinavian 2872.
Eurowings 9er Hotel Alpha after airport, maintain present heading.
After airport, present heading, Eurowings 9er Alpha.
Air Berlin 441 after Dolphin, maintain present heading.
Present heading after Dolphin for Air Berlin 441. Which is we're being good. So at Dopum, what we didn't do is I didn't do the VIA, which we had the option of putting that VIA in at Dopum, but you don't do that. So the airplane's just going to go and do that to make sure that, we don't jump ahead on that.
Agent 755, turn right heading 010, clear ILS 04 left.
010, clear for ILS 04 left, Agent 755.
Scandinavian 2872, turn left heading 160.
Left 160, Scandinavian 2872.
New recruit detected.
Let's see.
Welcome aboard.
009 just hit the follow button. Welcome aboard. Thank you for the nice follow. Okay, so present heading. Present heading is set, and we're good to go there. Let's also turn on the LS buttons, landing system. So we're
Scandinavian 2872, reduce speed to 160 knots, maintain speed until 4.
I got glide slope and localizer about 12 miles out.
160 knots, maintain until 4. Scandinavian 2872.
Let's activate the approach now.
Top clearance granted, Agent.
And approach is now active.
05, Austin, Tower, bye.
Eurowings 9 Hotel Alpha, speed 180.
Mr. Mango just gifted a sub to Steve Ellis. Hey, Mr. Mango, thank you for gifting a sub. That was awful nice of you. Thank you for gifting a sub today.
070, clear ILS 04 left, Scandinavian 2872.
Air Berlin 441, make a right turn heading 240.
Right turn now, 240 for Air Berlin 441. And Tic Tac, are we going to call butter today? I hope so. It'd be nice to get a little butter on this one.
Hotel, are you with me on frequency?
Subjet 178, 4000.
Subjet 17 Hotel, hello to you. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet, speed 180 knots.
3,000, 180.
Get ready to press rudder pedals and stuff.
Agent 755, reduce speed now to 160 knots, maintain the speed until 4.
160 until 4, Agent 755.
Eurowings 9 Hotel Alpha, turn left heading 200 degrees.
Left 200 degrees, Eurowings Hotel Alpha.
Air Berlin 441, make a right turn heading 010, cleared ILS 04 left.
Right turn 010, cleared for the ILS 04 left, Berlin 441.
Scandinavian 1551, reduce speed to 160
Another
knots.
good
Maintain
reason to
speed
have an
until 4.
autopilot sitting on your desk like this. You can make your turn like this and continue to look out the passenger window. That's not so bad.
And Scandinavian 1551, you can now contact the tower 118105. Bye.
Tower 118105, Scandi 1551, great service, thanks, bye.
Bye bye. Air Berlin 441, reduce speed now to 160 knots, maintain the speed until 4 miles final.
160 knots now. We'll maintain till 4 mile finals for Air Berlin 441.
It's actually going to be fun, Air Berlin 441. You will be number 7.
Number 7 for the runway. What could possibly go wrong?
Indeed.
Was there 3 Whiskey Foxtrot with you?
We have 3 for
What could possibly go wrong?
Feet speed 180 knots.
Just had 3,000 feet, speed 180 knots. Was there 3 Whiskey Foxtrot?
EDDN 755, contact the tower 118105.
118105, EDDN 755.
Your wings 9 Hotel Alpha, make a left turn 070, clear ILS 04 left.
We'll make an left turn 070 and clear ILS.
On the approach.
04 left, oil reserve Alpha.
After time.
Jet 17 Hotel, make a left turn 190.
Left 190, 178.
And we share 3 Fox negative. We share 3 Whiskey Foxtrot after doping, maintain present heading, vectors for 04 left.
After doping, maintain present heading, vectors for 04 left with 3 Whiskey Foxtrot.
Castro final, go off and speed ready 14 Lima.
Speed ready 14 Lima, hello to you, descend 3000.
3000, 14 Lima.
Scandinavian 2872.
Scandinavian 2872.
Yeah, can you help me out
Got
a little
the
bit
airport,
and speed
got
up
the
to
runway.
180 knots for the next 2 miles?
180 knots for the next 2 miles. Scandinavian 2872.
That's perfect, thank you very much.
Final Scandinavian 44 Tango.
Missed approach.
Scandinavian 44 Tango, hello to you, descend 3000.
Straight ahead to 500 feet. Left
Speed ready
turn.
14 Lima, speed 180.
Climb to 3,000 feet.
814 Lima.
Map in one last click. I don't think we need an awful lot of terrain radar here today. I don't think there's a need for terrain radar. It's pretty flat here. Beast the Kid, right? This is actually a regular event every Monday. Is called Vectors to Copenhagen. And you definitely want to be coming into Copenhagen on this one. Twisted Mexican, welcome aboard. You shouldn't be sorry you're here.
2872, contact tower 118105.
It's going to be fine.
Tower on 118.105. Bye-bye. Scandinavian 2872.
Your wings 9 Hotel Alpha, speed 160 knots, maintain the speed until 4.
160 knots
Looks
until 4 miles
good.
final, wings for 8, air correction 9 to Alpha.
And Air Berlin 441, now the trickiest part is coming, so please switch to tower 118105. Have a great evening.
118105. Yeah, anytime we press a button, it could get dodgy up here. Thanks. Have a good week.
You too.
118105. There's the tower. What do we have? We got 2 grounds. 121,630 is the closest.
630, Central Foxtrot. Scandinavian 1522, contact Castle Apron 121.630.
630, Scandinavian 1520, go after.
Good afternoon, Scandinavian 1551, thank you very much for your expeditious vacation.
4
Continue via
miles.
Alpha, cross runway 30, hold short of Zulu.
My guess is we're exiting right on Alpha because they're probably taxiing outbound for departures on Bravo. So exiting left, I mean left.
Scandinavian 2872.
Menifee Games, welcome aboard.
Jet 755, vacate left, joy taxiway Alpha, hold short runway 30.
Oh, don't worry about your sub, Menifee. Thanks for coming in. I'm afraid I've got real world stuff to do.
Repeat the exit.
On Wednesdays.
Vacate left, expedite left, left turn, not right.
Expedite left. ATN 755.
72872, expect late landing clearance.
Late landing clearance, Scandinavian 2872.
Cat Strip, hello there. Berlin 441 in sequence for 04 left.
Stand by.
ATN 755 without delay, vacate left and continue rolling, join taxiway Alpha.
Continue rolling on taxiway Alpha 755.
Scandinavian 2872 preceding is now vacating, runway 04 left, clear to land, the wind is calm.
Runway 04 left, clear to land, Scandinavian
ECAM checklist is green.
Scandinavia 1551, contact Castle Apron 121.630.
Apron 121630, Scandinavian 1551, takes the service, bye.
Berlin 441, Castle Tower, very good evening, continue approach.
Continue, Berlin 441. Wind from the left blowing us to the right. Nice little jazzy landing for us tonight, too. Uh-oh, too much time looking around.
Castle Tower, very good evening to you.
It is, a little tailwind
on the
today.
ILS 04 left, 55.
First Scandinavian 2872, vacate first left, join taxiway Alpha.
Vacate first left, taxiway Alpha, Scandinavian 2872.
GN 755, please continue taxi via Alpha, hold short, runway 30.
Continue taxi, hold short, runway. Say again, runway.
30. Break, Air Berlin 441, preceding is now vacating, runway 04 left, you are clear to land, the wind is calm.
04 left, clear to land, Berlin 441.
And again, 755 are confirmed, hold short, runway 30.
Hold short, runway 30. AGN 755.
I bounced my bus. I think I bounced.
Hello, the 84 Delta, 1 Delta, 133.
I bounced the little
84
bus.
Delta Tower, good evening, cross 30, taxi Delta Charlie and Bravo for Bravo 3.
Cross 30, Delta Charlie, Bravo for Bravo 3, with the 84 Delta.
Air Berlin 441, vacate left, join Alpha, hold short, runway 30.
Hold short of 30, exiting now on Alpha, Berlin 441.
Thank you very much. Eurowings 9 Hotel Alpha, the wind is calm, runway 22 left, you're clear to land.
Clear to land, Eurowings Alpha.
Made it.
Subject 170 now, 04 right.
If it looks like butter and sounds like butter.
04 right, you're clear to land, the wind is calm.
6 land, runway 04 right, subject 170 now.
GN 775, continue left onto runway 30, vacate at Kilo 2, hold short of Kilo.
Everything's cleared there.
Was that for AGN 755?
How bad
Stay firm,
was
continue
it?
left onto runway 30, vacate at Kilo 2, hold short of Kilo.
Turn left on runway 30, vacate on Kilo.
Well,
2.
apparently it wasn't a bounce.
That's correct, and hold
We
short
were a
of
little
Kilo.
off to the left. We missed
Roger
it
that,
by a
hold
little
short of
bit.
Kilo.
It was a minus 260 and
Scandinavian
1.04.
2872, taxi via
That's
Alpha,
not
cross
awful.
30, hold short of Zulu.
That's not too terribly awful for today.
Taxi via Alpha, cross runway 30, and hold short of Zulu, Scandinavian 2872.
Tower, good evening, Laura 6 Yankee, holding short 30 at Delta.
Tower 6 Yankee, good evening, cross 30, taxi Delta Charlie and Bravo, holding point Bravo 1.
Got the flaps up, speed brakes down. Duncan Storman got a minus 299. I don't think that's awful. We had a little bit of a... Plus, we were also getting off the runway. It was important. Plant the airplane on the ground, get off the runway. You really don't want to be the person that holds people up.
Eurowings Alpha.
Eurowings 9 Hotel Alpha, continue via Alpha, cross 30 via Foxtrot, hold short of Zulu.
We'll cross runway 30 on Fox and hold short of Zulu, Eurowings Alpha.
Air Berlin 441, continue left onto runway 30, vacate the runway at Kilo 3, hold short of Zulu.
Continue. We're going to make a left turn on runway 30. We're going to exit at Kilo 3 and hold short of Zulu. Berlin 441. Berlin.
With 84 Delta.
Favorite city. I can't even say the word Berlin today.
Right.
Jeez.
Bravo 3, line up 04 right, with the 84 Delta.
So we taxi on the runway again.
Good evening, Skipper 14 Lima, 4.5 miles ILS
04 left.
Speedway 14 Lima, Castle Tower, good evening, continue approach. ADN 755, contact apron 121.630.
121.630, ATS 755.
Scandinavian 2872, contact apron 121.630.
There's the runway.
Apron on 121.
Wonder if they're going to eventually just close this runway.
We said 3 Whiskey Fox, just in case I forgot, you're clear to land.
Yep, Yotis will be with that.
Sleeveless, it felt like a good landing, and yeah, I think, you know, we were close enough to the touchdown points. It was good.
Left on to Victor, hold short Sierra, strike, 171 Hotel.
Scandinavian 44 Tango, 04 left. 44 Tango, Tower, good evening, continue. Continue.
Greenland 780, hold short, runway 30.
Greenland 780, hello, cross 30, taxi Delta Charlie and Bravo to Bravo 1.
Delta Charlie Bravo to Bravo 1, cross runway 30, Greenland 780.
Okay, there we are on runway, and Kilo 3 is our first available ride. It is considered and used when the crosswind component is 20 knots, so it's still an active, important runway.
Speedway 14 Lima, expect delayed landing clearance, continue approach for now.
Roger.
Speedway 14 Lima, wind is calm, 04 left, clear to land.
04 left,
Kilo 3.
14 Lima.
And we'll hold short of Zulu. Duncan Stormer says they were using this run. I don't think I've ever used this before.
441, contact apron 121.630.
121.630, ciao from Berlin 441.
Eurowings 9 Hotel Alpha, apron 121.630.
121.630, 9 Hotel Alpha.
Top Jet 17 Hotel, contact apron 121.630.
121.630, contact 178.
Speedway 14 Lima, vacate left, join Alpha, hold.
Walker 67, ready for pushing down.
Walker 697, contact apron 121.905.
121, over, Walker 67, thanks.
Catstrip, hello there from Air Berlin 441, Aquila 3, holding short of Zulu.
Air Berlin 441, Catstrip apron, good evening, stand Alpha 6 via Lima.
Alpha 6 via Lima for Berlin 441, thank you. Alpha 6. Alpha 6, okay, that's a good gate for us. Duncan Storman says that last week when they were using this runway, the winds were 290 at 19, gusting to 32. So my guess is it's not going to be like that one east-west runway at Charlotte that they've actually, you know, it's not a runway anymore, it's a taxiway on the charts even.
Good evening, stand Charlie 35 via Victor and Romeo.
Charlie 35 via Victor, Romeo, Western Hotel.
Eurowings 9 Hotel Alpha, stand Delta 3 via Yankee, Victor and Sierra.
Delta 3 via Yankee, Victor, Sierra, 9 Hotel Alpha.
Duncan Storman says that you'll use 22 right for departures and 30 for arrivals. Really? So you'll do... Wow. So definitely converging departures and arrivals. That's pretty interesting. And there's our gate right there in the middle. Alpha 6. And landing light goes off. This was actually a really smooth flight. That's probably pretty good right there. APU is up and running. Stop squawking. And let's get our thirsty little engines turned off to save a little fuel there. There's a generator flash. Here comes our fuel pumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's our last flight, so we turn off the ADIR system. By now, our engine should be spooled down enough. Beacon and seat belts can go off. And they plugged in ground power. So we'll do that. Deboard the airplane. And let's see if the jetway will come and help us out. Jetway. Yeah, that's going to work. And we'll open up cargo. Here comes cargo. Here comes a jetway. And we have a Eurowings over there, an A320. Okay, absolutely fabulous flight here. Really great ATC. It's gotten to the point where I really have gotten to the, looking forward to this Monday event. The ATC is just absolutely outstanding. It's a great place to come in and learn how to do a hold and everything else. So it really is cool. On Duncan Storman's solo endorsement for the approach, one of the few sessions you had on your own, so you got to do the 2-2 right and 3-0 config. So that's basically taking off on one, landing on the other, and they're both kind of pointing at each other, right? It's converging. Which aircraft will you fly in Aerofly? Epic Gaming, I don't know what that is. Sunjammer finished yours from Birmingham, and you plowed the fields. Uh-oh, what happened there? FSS Syndicate, welcome into you. So you came in here. You came into Copenhagen from Birmingham. I don't know. Isn't landing at Birmingham much more fun because you get to do the roller coaster landing? That airport is just really pretty amazing. So, okay. So thank you for being here today. Again, apologies. Just a little bit under the weather for a full day of flying today. But I'm really grateful to see you. Thank you for coming in today. I don't know which airplane you would fly. I don't have Aerofly Epic Gaming, so I just have no idea. Are you over on Spy Twitch? If you're over on Spy Discord, if you're over on Discord, that might be a really good way for you to, a really good place to ask that question. I just don't know because I don't have it very well. So let's see. Duncan, depending upon the arrival, the stars, and since they do cross each other, that looks crazy. EGBB runway. Yep, that's the run with the lumps. That's the lumpiest runway in the world. So anyhow, like I said, thank you for understanding. Just under the weather. Appreciate you understanding today. I can't wait to see you Thursday. If everything goes according to plan, we'll be in the FS Labs A321 Neo, and there's a lot to learn about that airplane, so that'll be one of the first things that I jump into is learning that one. Also, time for me to say some thank yous. There were some really incredibly generous gift subs over the past few days. Thank you so much for that, and it's also time for my nice little shout out to the secret agents, the special agents, and the double O's over on Patreon. Thank you for the extra support and the really, really nice jet fuel in the flight plan. Really appreciate you being here. And really appreciate you coming in and flying with me today. I hope you're having a really great start to your week, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on Thursday. Our departure time's normal time, 1800 Zulu. This is a rare occasion. I never get to raid Jamie. Let's go see what Jamie's up to, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Have an Thursday. Have a really great evening. We will see you then. Cheers, and as always, stay healthy, stay safe. We'll see you in the friendly sim skies. Good night, and take care.